You must be able to read a car number plate over a distance of 20.5 meters with glasses on if you need to wear them, or 20 meters for a new style number plate. It's easy to avoid this fault by regularly checking your eyesight. This is where you can demonstrate a lack of understanding of the highway code. It's unusual for this box to be used as it's covered by other boxes further on down the report. You should be able to show or tell the examiner how to carry out basic safety checks on your motorcycle before starting your test. This may include checks on the fluids, lights, tyres, brakes, steering, chain and emergency stop switch. You should understand the functions of all the switches such as your horn, the engine kill switch and the lights. You should know where to find these on the motorcycle also. Understand the meaning of the gauges and warning lights and know the function of all controls including the throttle, the clutch, front and rear brakes, steering and the gears. This is used to mark faults such as forgetting to lift up your side stand, starting the motorcycle in gear or perhaps leaving your lights set to high beam. Usually the side stand and gear faults occur after perhaps a U-turn exercise or a controlled stop exercise. Also forgetting to do up your helmet at the start of the test would be covered in this area. This section covers the use of controls including steering, brakes, throttle, clutch, gears and balance. Always try to use the controls in a smooth coordinated way. It leads to a smoother ride, less wear and tear on the machine. Remember to keep both hands on the handlebars, make sure your steering movements are steady and smooth, steer at the correct time. Don't touch any marker cones, any curbs. Remember to ride with both feet on the footrests. Disengage the clutch before stopping. Don't coast neutral with the clutch disengaged. Remember to select the correct gear for the speeding conditions. Try to combine the use of both brakes. Use your brakes effectively, correctly and progressively. Remember to avoid harsh braking. For example, when you're riding slowly, maintain a straight line. Don't allow the machine to wobble. We'll have a look at a couple of faults here. Unusual fault, but you could pick up a driving fault. For example, blipping the throttle unnecessarily, over revving the engine. It's a bad habit some 125 riders bring to their training. Can be viewed by other drivers as being very aggressive. Again, it's unusual that this will be picked up. It's not easy for an examiner to see if your clutch is being operated badly during gear changes. However, good clutch control is fundamental to being able to ride the motorcycle safely. Poor control usually leads to poor road positioning where people are swan-neck in junctions. To avoid using slow control, this fault tends to be marked under steering. This fault's usually when people attempt to pull away in a gear other than first. If you find yourself being asked to pull over and stop several times, chances are the examiner's concerned you're failing to change down gear properly. Stalls at junctions are frequently caused by trying to pull away in the wrong gear, and usually it's considered a serious fault because you'll have moved out into the road a short distance. Most likely the fault here is leaving your foot on the brake pedal, resulting in the brake light staying on. Poor posture, poor footwear on the motorcycle, usually the cause of this, can also be attributed to the front brake. Basically the front brake must be applied before the rear, and it should be used with more bias also. If you don't use the front brake at all during your test, you'll receive a serious fault. It's also easy to gather faults, so keep 1 or 2 fingers on the front brake, same as keeping your foot on the rear brake, resulting in their brake light staying on. A very common fault generally caused by poor machine control. Most steering faults are the result of turning into or out of junctions too wide, swan-necking as it's known. Depending on the severity, can be a serious fault or a driving fault. Excessive or exaggerated lifesavers also can attribute to faults in this area. This needs to be done safely and under control. Remember, always use your mirrors and signal if it's necessary. Before you move away, check it's safe by looking around for traffic and pedestrians in your blind spots. Safely means doing correct shoulder checks, not pulling out into oncoming traffic. Under control means using the correct gear, not stalling or swerving. Control element usually leads to driving faults, whereas forgetting to look out before you pull out, causing another vehicle to swerve or brake, is definitely a serious fault. Make sure you're in correct gear, don't allow the machine to roll back, move off in a controlled way, making balanced use of throttle, clutch and brakes. Remember to steer safely. The controlled stop will be covered in the off-road driving test report. Reverse to the left or right doesn't apply. U-turn again, same as the controlled stop, and reverse parking doesn't apply. You should use your mirrors often and always be aware of what's in your blind spots. Just looking is simply not enough. You must know what's happening all around you and act safely and sensibly on what you see. Don't signal or act without using your mirrors. There are really only 5 times you need to do an observation. They're speeding up, including pulling away, slowing down, moving or turning to the left, moving or turning to the right, and when there's a potential hazard ahead, to slow down, such as approaching traffic lights or vehicles travelling at a slower speed. If you get any one of these, you get maybe at least a driving fault. But change lanes, for example, without doing observation, pulling the path of a overtaking vehicle, that'll be considered a serious fault. You must clearly signal to let others know what you intend to do. Signal only using the signal shown in the highway code when necessary and when it would help other road users, including pedestrians. Also signal in plenty of time. Other road users need to see and understand what you intend to do so that they can react safely. Your signals or lack of them mustn't mislead other road users. Always ensure your signal's been cancelled after a manoeuvre also. Don't beckon pedestrians across the road, you can put them in danger from other vehicles. Signals all need to be done where necessary, correctly at the right time. We'll use indicators as an example. Common error to failure test, because forgetting the cancel indicator could be recorded here. How you likely you get a serious fault or a driving fault will depend largely on whether or not you actually affect another road user at the time. Roundabouts can frequently be the cause of confusion with signals. You often need to be using both left and right indicators while negotiating a roundabout. It's important to understand the impact your indicators make on other road users. If you drive a car, practice cancelling your indicator when you're driving rather than the car do it automatically for you. Same applies to the rest of your signals also.